Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on the purchase of your Jayfeather Micro 12 SRK travel trailer. Picked a cool little unit here. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration. Where your power and water connections are going to be. It's going to be toward the rear of your unit, on your driver's side of your tow vehicle. Then I want you to think about your cover for your kitchen here, wherever you park. Make sure that can open. Once you arrive and unhook your hitch, first thing you're going to do is level your unit. You do have a power tongue jack here, raise or lower. You do have a night docking light here, and a manual override with a little hand crank should you lose power. You can get this power tongue jack up and down even if you don't have power. Speaking of power, check your battery post when you arrive. Make sure your terminals are nice and tight. Once you've got your unit level, we're going to stabilize it. The new unit has a couple of stabilizing jacks on the back, 3/4 inch hand crank. You can use a impact driver or drill gun. I just recommend when you get to the bottom you slow down, because remember, these are stabilizing jacks, not leveling jacks. You only want to bring them down to their taunt and hold the unit level. I recommend some jack pads. They're going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot blacktop in the summer. Keep them from sinking into the ground and just better distribute the weight. Got 10% off coupon, pick up a 2-pack of those, run one of these down on each side. You'll have your unit level and stable. Then we can go ahead and hook up our power and water. Pretty long 30 amp cord. Where these new ones go in now. Little pistol grip here. They go in at a slight angle, and then you twist to straighten them back out. Lock it in, put your washer on. At the end of that 30 amp service, you need to plug into a 110 somewhere, and your convenience pack is a 30 to 110 adapter. Got our power hooked up, campsite. Let's hook up our water. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. You want to use this when putting water into your unit here. Hook up your water pressure regulator, hook up your hose, turn your hose on. Now if your hose has been on for a little while, come back here. Yeah, if your hose has been on for a little while, the only outlet you have for water is here, the spray port. You can get different connections for it for you guys to use for getting your water. That's where your water will come out. If you're not camping at a campsite, you're going to go dry docking or boondocking. That's where you're going to fill up your potable water. Simply fill this up with a hose. Ready to tell it's full, there's an overflow valve right there. Once that's full, you go ahead and close that up. Use the same thing, but just remember, here we'll have to turn on our water pump. That'll be inside. Don't turn on your water pump and using city water, that's already pressurized. Alright, you're ready to camp now with water and power. Let me walk you around the rest of the unit real quick. Start down this off camp side. Again, your power, your city water, your cable or satellite hookup, your potable water, your spray port. There's your low point drain for draining that water. Hook your hand crank up here to bring down your spare tire. Pass through storage. You also have a battery disconnect here. That'll disconnect all the battery to the unit. That'll come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide detector. The battery posts, again, check those. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose over time. You have your propane up here in the front. Steps will go inside your unit in a minute. That's the back of your AC unit. There's a step light. A couple of 110s out here. There's a handle and slip guards so you can get up here. Check out your solar panel. Come up here and caulk as needed. Check all your seams and caulk as needed over time and maintain your roof. Back here is your rear stabilizing jack. Got your cooler latch down for travel. It's cooler freezer depending on what temperature you set it at. This is prepped for a TV out here. It's a 12 volt plug-in, 12 volt plug-in, antenna or cable TV, a 110 with GFCI reset, accent lighting, and your main lighting. Here's your griddle. Pull that out. Take your quick connect. Go right up underneath here and quick connect right there, right next to your stabilizing jack. Putting this back in, you will have to push these or lift these up. Get it tucked back in. The unit's also prepped for a backup camera. Device you can purchase from our store. Sets on the dash of your tow vehicle, giving you a backup camera for this unit. That about covers everything on the outside. Let's take a look inside. So standing here at the door, I'm going to go through a few things. Over here in the corner, we have a pop-up USB power tower, they call it, USB and 110s. Another 110 below that. Over here on your floor is your 12 volt, underneath your sofa, excuse me, is your 12 volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mentioned this 12 volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you're going to be gone for the day, if you're out boondocking, nothing charging your battery, go ahead and use that battery disconnect to keep this from running your battery down. Immediately to the left as you come in is your fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway. Coming up the wall here is a bunch of lighting. And where you can turn on your water pump. And here's where you can check your tanks. There's your brand new battery. There's your fresh tank. You can hold that button down as well to tell when that tank's full, other than using that overflow valve. Coming around to the side, here's your AC unit. It turns on right here. It feels really good today. Shut that off. So down here, this is your controller for your solar panel. What this does is keeps your solar panels from overcharging your battery. The only thing you really have to be concerned with is making sure that you keep your battery type on wet. So you can hold this down and go through them. Just want to make sure you are on wet battery. Now I'll show you your amperage and voltage, where everything's coming from. Cable 110 or cable in cable and 12 volt. A couple of 110s here. I'm sure you already know. Before I jackknife your bed, down here's your access panel to your breaker box and fuses. Got a handful of 15s, a 30 and a 40 in there. I'd recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. And then up underneath here is where you can access to your water pump. Your smoke alarm and your power vent. Should be a control for this other than here. No, hand crank open. 4 different levels on your fan. Shut it off, hand crank back down. And then lastly, you know, your sofa will jackknife down into a bed. cushions here. There we go. That about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite. I simply start by shutting off all my lighting. Step light as well. Come on. Close up our step. Lock and deadbolt your exterior door. You don't want the horror story of your door coming open as you're going down the road. Let's bring up our stabilizing jacks. Unhook our water. Come to this low point drain. Open that up. Drain our water tank. Hook up our hitch and head on home. Not much to do. Close up. Shut your gas off. That's about it. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. We hope you enjoy this Jayfeather for many years to come. Happy camping.